folks, and welcome back to Conquering the Euro on Football Manager 2021 with Everton. Today, it is time for part 8 of Season 9, and, well, hopefully it's a better one than the last episode. The good news is that I don't think we've been entirely derailed, but then the two last matches we've played, we should have won. I'll explain all that in a second, but two big games once again today, both at the BMD Stadium, so hopefully that will give us a little bit of an advantage. We're playing against Real Sociedad in the second leg of the Champions League first knockout round. We've got a bit of work to do there. We lost 3-1 at their place, so we need to really win 2-0. If they don't score a goal, of course, we've got that away goal, but if Real Sociedad score against us, then that is balanced out between the two teams. And then we have got an extra Merseyside Derby for you all in the FA Cup later on today, again at the BMD Stadium, to see if we can get into the semi-final of the FA Cup. Now, there have been 4 matches since you've last been with me, and it's fair to say there have been goals galore. Let's just explain. So, we played Barnsley in the 5th round of the Cup and beat them 7-1. Reece Nelson's come into the team. I said I wanted to experiment with strikers, and I thought, well, you know what, let's give Reece Nelson a go up front. It means that we don't have to sacrifice one of our attacking midfielders to play up there, and he scored 5 goals against Barnsley. Yes, they're a championship side, but I thought, well, we'll stick with it. And it's not very often that you beat someone 7 and then lose 7. Yeah. I really thought we were going to the pan at this point. And I really thought it was going to hit the fan. We lost 7-0 to Leeds. We were just awful. Absolutely terrible. We've got back on track the last 2 games. As I said, sides that you'd expect us to beat, Bournemouth and Southampton. In both games, we got early penalties, which got us a goal. I do worry about that slightly because I hope that we don't need penalties to make our breakthrough. But these 2 matches you would have expected us to win. So after that incredible blip, to be fair, we only lost 2 Premier League games. It's not the worst in the world. But after that blip, we still lead by 3 points. Of course, we have lost our talisman, our big striker, Robin van den Berg, for the rest of the season. So that's really not going to help us out. But we are looking okay. We're 3 points ahead of Manchester United at the moment. They're currently playing against Leeds. So one of the others is going to take points off one another. You would say that it's a three-way race. Leeds United 10 points away from us. I'd say they're out of it now. It's between us, Man United and Chelsea. But we've still got a gap of 3 points. So a terrible game against Leeds. But we've got back on track. We've recovered our goal difference by a 4-0 and a 3-0 victory. But a big game against Real Sociedad today. Let's see how we get on. And then we've got Liverpool in the quarter-final of the Cup. So hopefully it's a better one than the last episode was. And I don't want to mention that at all again. Let's forget about that. We are starting to get some of our players back from injury. Benito Owen's back in the squad for the first time in a while. It's starting to look a little bit more normal, but because of the fixture congestion, there's that many fixtures in March that we've got players injured. That doesn't help, and having to rotate as well is just not the options. So Juan Larios sits out today's match. We've got Messina at right back with Livramento at left back. Bate and Taylor playing the midfield. Of course, Messina would usually play in that Bate role, but Messina has been drafted in to play at right back. Then we've got Solken, Sierra and Owen in the attacking midfield. So to be fair, that attacking midfield is back to as it was, the strongest attacking midfield now. I'm just hoping that lasts. And then Reece Nelson plays up front. We've got a bit of backup on the bench. We've got Ryan Hill, Lorenzo, Folks. We've got some defensive options. So we're starting to come a little bit back more to scratch, to be honest. I did say in the last episode, and it's something that I agree with still, that if we went out of the Champions League today, it wouldn't be a disaster at the end of the day, because ultimately our aim in this save now is to go and win the Premier League. But there is a little bit more to that, and we want to build a good run of form. So I feel like if we lose to Sociedad today, then it almost puts us back to square one. But I think we should be okay. I think what we've been doing that's been a problem is committing too many men forward, and that's why we've been a bit exploited at the back. It's just loaded an FM info page, interestingly, but fair enough. But yeah, hopefully this match is better than the last episode. I said I wasn't going to mention that again. Can we get an early goal to get us started? Sierra, Taylor puts it forward to Nelson. He's one-on-one. I mean, he could have done a lot better with that. I guess he had to play that on the turn, so that made it a little bit more tricky. Bate into the area. No, Sociedad. I mean, if Sociedad score, I would say that it's all over. I can't see us scoring 3. Again, do we want to get to extra time? Definitely not. We've been pretty good defensively recently, which is a very tongue-in-cheek comment considering we conceded 7 against Leeds. But to be fair, we kept Bournemouth out, we kept Southampton out. I'll take it. If we can keep Sociedad out and score 2, we're through to the next round. Taylor into the box for Owen. Owen puts it in the back of the net. So as it stands, we need another goal and then we'll go through. But I do feel like that we are going to concede once here. So we need to score 3, I would say. we're on top in the first 10 minutes. We've got the support from the home crowd. I think that's going to be very important today. And I think it's going to be important for the rest of the year to get us through it. But if we defend anything like that the rest of the match, then we are toast in the Champions League. Some shocking defending there. I've been praising the defenders before the match, but that wasn't great. So we do now need 2. And that will take us to extra time. A really badly mistimed jump from Diego Almeida, who, to be fair, usually plays really well. I was hoping to get a clean sheet. That makes things a lot easier. But now we've got to go and win 3-1. If they score a second, then we've got to go and... we've got to score 5, haven't we? Yeah, we've got to score 5. So conceding that goal wasn't ideal. We need to go and score 2. I'd like us to score 1 before half-time. But as I say, if we go out today... Is it the end of the world? Probably not, because it gives us a little bit more time for the players to rest between matches. But if we can get through, then cool. But Almeida has scored. He's made up for that horrible defensive error. To be fair, it was just a bit unlucky. He mistimed his jump. But a good header from him nonetheless. You can just see how much we lose from Van den Berg. He's our corner taker. He's our prime goal scorer. It's just amazing how not having that vocal point up front really hurts us as a team. But you know what? We're 2-1 up at half-time. We are playing well. I'm going to say to the lads, I'm delighted with how they've played. If they keep up like this, get a goal and keep Real Sociedad out, then we take this to extra time. There's very much 2 opinions that I'm having here and trying to contrast and fight between. There's that we want to focus on the league, but there's also, I want to win this football match and win it well and get through to the next round and try and compete on all areas. And if it does... slip our Premier League, then that's my problem, I guess, and you know it's the risk you take. But if Sociedad score here, which I can't believe they haven't, I mean, to be fair, the attacker was offside, so there is that to it. We're okay. We've definitely been on top there today. Much better performance here than at Spain. I don't know what their ground's called. 20 minutes to go. I think we might fall short, but if we win the game, then that ticks the whole form box. If we can get another one, then we get to extra time. Can we do it, though, here? Benito Owen's a bit tired. Sakantuni's just back from injury. We'll bring him off, but we'll swap a few things around here. We'll put Nelson on the left. Owen, obviously in the centre attacking midfield spot, to be replaced by Ryan Hill. Ryan Hill is going to play out on right wing. Goodness me, that was a bit of a faff. And we're also going to replace Livramento with... It's going to have to be Tuanzebe. Sorry, Tuanzebe, but somebody's got to play... at left back. That's somewhere where we haven't really got too much depth. We've got Larry. To be fair, we've got the youngsters actually. We've got a few youngsters that have gone out on loan. I think that might have been one of the issues. You know, we might have sent 1 or 2 many youngsters out on loan in January. That was an issue. If Real Sociedad score here, it is definitely curtains for us. Of course, if it goes the other way, then we're right back in it. Almeida, Bate, Solken. Can we make something from this? Solken running through. He's going to have a shot and nothing's going to come of it. You get to know after a bit with FM that... those chances aren't going to come off. We might as well attack. We might as well push for it. See if we can get a 3rd goal. Anything can happen. I'm not very hopeful. But you know what? A victory of 2-1 compared to... We were 3-1 down after the first leg. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end of our Champions League adventure. But you know what? That is probably the... Whisper it quietly, but that's actually probably the best result. We won the match. Sure, we're out the Champions League. It's disappointing. But at least it gives us chance to focus elsewhere, ultimately. Manchester United won their game against Leeds 5-0. So, again, we need to keep going to keep the pressure on them. I don't think the FA Cup's one that we can say the same about in terms of, going out. There's only 2 matches in that after this, so that won't affect things too much. Only 5 fixtures in April at the moment, so that'll be 6 and then 4 in May. And, of course, the Premier League's over then. So we can't make the same argument for the FA Cup. I guess on the face of it, it's disappointing to go out the Champions League. But you know what? We won the match. We lost the match in the first leg by conceding 3, really. But FA Cup, let's go for it. Can we get one over Liverpool? And, of course, we're trying to retain the FA Cup. So there's little bits of added pressure to it. And hopefully we can come on top against Liverpool. So we are the last tie of the weekend. 3 teams already through to the semi-finals. Surprise, surprise. One of those is Man United. Now, if you remember last season, we played them in the semi-final, and it was a bonkers after extra time win. I wouldn't be surprised if we beat Liverpool today, if we face them again, but it has to be said, much like last year actually, that whoever wins this match and Manchester United are the 2 favourites. I can't see Arsenal and West Ham doing much. Then we said the same about Spurs, so... You know, you live and die by your statements sometimes, and that's one I would like to forget pretty quickly. Only a few changes, though, for this match. Godfrey sits out. We've got Tuanzebe in there. Larios is back in the side. Messina replaces Bate. I think apart from that, though, it's pretty much the same side. Again, just a few rotational changes. Nothing too massive. It's been like we've been throughout the season, trying to rotate, but keep things as consistent as possible. And that's why we went on a good run of form. And hopefully we can continue that today. Liverpool are looking a good side, to be fair. They are only 5th in the Premier League, but I think there's something like 10 or 12 matches unbeaten. So they're going to be a hard side to beat today. Again, if we go out here, it's not the worst result in the world, because ultimately we want to just focus on the Premier League. But again, as I said before, it's not going to be a huge difference to being in or being out of the FA Cup before the end of the Premier League season. We'd only have to play one match in the FA Cup. So it wouldn't make a massive difference, but yeah, let's see how we get on. We've started pretty well, it seems, fairly 50-50 in terms of possession, but that's just rocketed towards us, nearly 60% of possession we've had now, and hopefully we can make the most of it. I'll tell you what, it's funny, isn't it? Quite a few of the matches we've had recently that we've shown on camera have been really drab, and then we have 4 matches that aren't on camera, the Leeds match, the Barnsley match, the Bournemouth match and the Southampton match, that were full of goals. And yet these have been pretty drab. And I didn't mean by that for Liverpool to go and score. I mean, that was a lovely goal from Martin Odegaard. No question about that. There wasn't much that Diego Costa could have done to stop that. I'm just a little bit confused at how he's ended up in so much space. I mean, Benito Owen, I know he's not a defender, but he's gone over all the way to the left here and left Odegaard to think, might as well have a shot. And it was a great shot. Costa wouldn't have saved it, but some questionable ability there from Benito Owen. So it looks like we're going to go in at the break 1-0 down, and maybe not deservedly so. Could even be 2-0. If it's 2-0, that's a disaster. Given the way it's been pretty 50-50, it looks like. Odegaard with a free kick, it's 2-0 Liverpool. Wow. Well, I tell you what, I know there's only one stat that matters in football, and that's the amount of goals scored, but based on anything else, I mean, you'd consider that we should be the team with the goal, but disappointing. Really bad stuff. Going to say that I'm far from pleased with the team. Again, there's that added drama here that this is a derby. Larios got a bit of a niggle, unfortunately, again, so we're going to have to put Livramento out on that left-hand side and put Pat Meyer on the right. Again, former Liverpool player, and we'll keep it as it is. But a bit of a shock, it has to be said. We've always had the better over Liverpool in the last few years. Pains me to say, of course. I'm not going to say why, because anytime I say it, you go, oh, you shouldn't be managing Everton. Yeah, I've given it away. But I don't think we're going to do this. I think we're going to struggle. We don't look very good. We're committing quite a few fouls. And looks like Liverpool are going to get over the line here. If they score a third, then it definitely is game over. At 2-1, though, we're right back in it. Harrison Salkin down the right-hand side. What can he do? Can he make something of it? Oh, well, there's a foul potentially there. Marcus, that can't be Marcus Alonso. He's far too old. Is it going to be a penalty? If it is, no penalty. Well, I think that's just going against us today a little bit. But, well, you know, I don't want to see anything given unlawfully. I just hope that Salkin didn't dive there or do anything too dramatic. I'm going to take Sierra off again. Just all rotational options really now. Take Benito Owen off. Probably bring... How are we going to do this? If we bring Ryan Hill on... That's it. Perfect. Got it. It's always a bit confusing when you start changing all the positions and basically where does everyone fit in the puzzle and how do we best play. But truthfully, I think that this match is probably over. So, disappointing way to go out the cup. We've not been great today. But at least now, if we do go out, and this is the end of our cup campaign, yes, it's disappointing. But as I've said before, as with the Champions League, I think the fans would much rather us see us win the Premier League. I mean, we did really well to win the FA Cup last year. I'm going to shut up because it's 2-1. Forget that. We've got 11 minutes to go. Let's go for it. Come on, let's get 2 each. Yeah, forget what I've just said. To be honest, I still can't see us getting 2 back. I could be wrong. Let's see. Livramento, Hill, puts it into the area. Lorenzo, oh, how did that not go? Just really unlucky, though, with how it hit the players. Oh, that's going to be Tuanzebe off. Is it really not? Okay, fair enough. Interesting. I'll tell you what, Liverpool are going to get away with this. They are. Because looking at shots on target, etc., we've probably been the better side. But again, you know, I wouldn't say we've been derailed. That's wrong to say. But we're not the team that we were a few months ago. So, again, not the worst result today. We have gone out of 2 competitions, which you would feel really grumpy at most days. But I'll tell you what, it's nice because it gives our players a bit of a break. I mean, I look at that thinking, Christ, you know, there's 5 games in 3 weeks. But at least after Wolves and Norwich now, when we've got an international break, the players can take a bit of a chill. I think looking at these, Wolves, Norwich, Brighton, Fulham, I guess probably come back for Arsenal, I suppose. And maybe make that a bumper episode, the last 4 matches. But we'll see how it goes. Of course, there's a lot of football still to be played, a lot of twists and turns. But although it pains me to say it, we're only going to compete on the one front. But that is the most important front, and that is the Premier League. So the board may be disappointed with the FA Cup, but I'm sure we'll definitely make the most of that and get, hopefully, this Premier League title we've been looking for. It's going to be tight, but we still know it's in our hands. Win the last 8 Premier League matches, and we are champions. Simple as. I'll be back on Tuesday, probably with the finale of the season again. We'll probably do the last 4 matches. We'll see. We'll see how good Arsenal are, whether I fancy it or not, and of course, how the permutations look. But I'll be back on Tuesday with the last one of the season, and hopefully it'll be our first Premier League, our first domestic title, I should say, our first Premier League title as well, but probably our only one, because we'll be looking elsewhere, of course, to see where we can go to inflict our magic. And it makes me really sad that potentially we might have seen my last game managing Robin van den Berg. I mean, he's out between 3 and 7 weeks, so if he comes back earlier, then hopefully we'll see him again. But what a player he is. I mean, we might not win the league, but we're looking a lot better than we were. We've hopefully had our blip, and fingers crossed we can start to play better and, win the Premier League. But if you've enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well, of course, and subscribe for regular Football Manager 2021 content. Thank you for your company today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.